Live across campus and from Shock headquarters at University House, this is Varsity.
Well, hello, good afternoon to you. We're halfway through Varsity. Here it's 2 o'clock on your Wednesday, and it's been certainly an extreme day of sports all the way around. We've had women's rugby union and men's rugby union here on the 3G. Of course, the women's rugby union match ended 62-0. I had the privilege of commentating that. And for, the men's rugby union, absolute heartbreak. It's now a decade of Varsity defeats, and they ended 21-20, just a point within that match. I'm here, Josh Bingham. Hello, if you've not heard my voice before. It's a pleasure for you to be joining me today, and joining me as well, Tyler Wagstaffe.
Hello.
Hello, mate.
Hello. This is also my second game of the day. I did the badminton with Freya in the sports hall, and now I'm on the beautiful 3G. It's a beautiful day out here, isn't it?
Oh, the sun has just been glorious.
Yeah,
it's been fantastic
beautiful
weather.
Day for Varsity today.
Proper day for it. Right, American football. So, unfortunately, due to logistics, we weren't able to do a full game up against the Chester Legions. It's, of course, Salford Storm, who in the past few months have played their first 2 full contact games against Bangor Mug Dogs and against DMU Lions, both of which were victories.
Yep, indeed.
And we've got Chester starting on the offence today. If you're a little bit confused of the colours, we understand, because for some reason we're in red. The Chester team, white and red, and for the Salford team it is red and black. So, Tyler, what's your experience with American football? I've never took you as an American football man.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into it recently. Obviously, we did the sports show with us two and Mr. Valentine himself.
Oh, of course.
Obviously, we talked about American football then, because that was after the Super Bowl. Watched the Super Bowl. Watched a couple of Super Bowls actually in the last couple of years. So I'm not an expert like you are, but I'm enough to commentate today. But it is 7v7, so we're in a...
It's going to be close quarters, I'll tell you that. We've actually changed the length of the pitch. So as you can see, we're not going from sort of point A to B where the rugby posts have been. We're going the opposite way. Sort of like, I guess you could say, rather than the width of the pitch, we're going down... No, rather than the length of the pitch,
we're going down the width. Yes.
That's the right word of phrase. So, of course, Chester started on the offence. It's now going to be Salford, just as a word on the offensive lineup to begin with. We've got Carter Wallace as quarterback. Ben Godfrey is your running back. He's also the captain
here we go.
of the offence. Gain off straight away. Don McAvoy, Matt Dowling and Hamza Usman as your offensive line. And your 2 wide receivers, Jason Shahid and Kelly Ajayi. And a lot to play for in this, really, because last time out last year, unfortunately, the American football team lost Chester in Chester's home soil. So really a hope for, in this good form that they're in, to potentially turn things around a little bit.
Yeah, you want to see that. We obviously, we're here at Salford, home turf. We want to see Salford win. We want to see Salford absolutely batter Chester. I'm not going to lie to you, Josh, but it'd be a good game. Obviously, it's 7v7, so, we know roughly what's going on.
Oh, and if anything's to go off from men's rugby union, it's going to be an absolute... What a game. I mean, some brilliant commentary from the men before us, and just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Just a point within it. That's exactly what you imagine Varsity to be like.
Yeah, we were both here watching it, weren't we?
I mean, obviously, we're freshers, aren't we? This is our first Varsity. It was just absolutely astonishing.
I'm not even a big rugby fan myself, but that was absolutely unbelievable.
No, growing up as a rugby lad, it was just it was cinema, absolute cinema. Here we go then. Centre getting ready to take it forward. Quarterback, the number 12, just at the back. Puts it forward to the wide receiver, unable to reach him just in time, but a decent amount of yardage made. There it'll continue to go on to Salford.
Do you know what though? Even though the throw was a bit off, number 8, we see the wide receiver. He got past the Chester defence here, so
he's definitely got the pace, and 100%. I think this is what we've seen, because the wide receivers that Salford Storm have are fantastic. They're absolutely what makes this team so great. And I can't wait to see the defensive line as well, because again, the defense against DMU Lions, unbelievable. Such a close game. They ended 12-0. It had nothing in it. A bit of a fumble there by the running back in the number 11 shirt. And we're just waiting to resume play once again. It's definitely good for people who haven't watched American football before. It's definitely a bit of a stop-start game. Of course, we're having an interchange here. Onto the defence, possession will be ceded onto Chester's offence. And I'm curious how the timing's going to work here, because this is my first game commentating American football. And my first time commentating 7-on-7 since this is
What's the length of a usual American football game?
The length of the usual one, it can go up to 4 hours.
Yeah.
Genuinely can go up to 4 hours. It's a long, long game. We've only got an hour available to us here at Varsity. Unfortunately, we won't be able to see the full game play out. I was really looking forward to maybe a proper scrappy game. But unfortunately, that's just not the way it was able to go this year. Hopefully next year we'll be able to get something slightly different.
But we still get American football.
Over to you, Chester.
We still get it.
Number 10 is the quarterback on the offence. A lot of communication. Where can he go? He's going to make the run for it on his own, and he's pushing through. Great tackle by the 28 on Salford. A little bit of yardage made by Chester. Not much that they may have hoped for. The number 28 there for Salford. Jumping in the correct moment. I believe that will have been Alex Staples. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Kind of have to guess, don't you?
Yeah. We do. There's a lot of there's
a lot of guesstimation.
Unfortunately, we weren't really given a team sheet, so we're kind of just going off of our initiative in this case. But we are Shock Radio. We make it work. Shock TV, should I say, as well. Brilliant challenge in there.
Good tackle.
As we're just on the halfway point, still just slightly into Chester's half here. Yet a team to score a point so far in this match, and it has certainly been stop-start. But ultimately, it's looking close between both of these. Chester have not really had the 2025 that I think they would have wanted to have. Of course, they have also played Bangor in a friendly match, and that did end in defeat. Chester Legion, of course, lost. Salford Storm, of course, when they faced Bangor away, they managed to turn out victorious. And there's a lot of pressure on Chester really to deliver, especially after the success of last year. What a challenge that was by the 28 and the 52. Brilliant tackle, exactly what you needed. Just looking to find that first sack of the game.
Look, I know you mentioned the results from Chester compared to Salford, but at the end of the day, it's Varsity. Do you know what I mean? It's Derby.
Varsity is such a different game.
Arguably, other than if you win in the league or something, arguably the biggest game of the year.
I've said
all form goes out the window when it's Varsity, I think.
Oh, definitely. I couldn't agree with you more. I always say that it doesn't matter how your season goes throughout the year. It all kind of comes together at Varsity, and if you can win Varsity, it makes
Here we go. Interception. Here we go. He's going all the way.
Forward, and he's
done it. What an unbelievable play from number 28 there. That was unbelievable.
Touchdown, Salford. I finally got to say that. I'm going to start doing it in an American accent. Touchdown. 6 points to Salford Storm. Chester Legion looking just to find a bit of a recovery there.
Well, obviously we get a good view of Chester's offense here because we're right behind them. And from what I see in the court, one of the offensive players for Chester was wide open, but the quarterback didn't find him or saw him too late. Ended up passing it. A great interception from number 28, and then it was just all guns blazing. Couldn't stop him.
Absolutely rapid from the 28 there. It's not often you see someone on the defensive line pick up a point there. And we're just looking for Salford maybe to eke out another point near the touchdown zone, close to Chester's defence. And it's been a good start. It's been a good start for Salford. Ultimately, 15 minutes into this match. And it is looking certainly promising for them indeed. What's your score predictions for today, Tyler? If you can actually make a prediction.
It'll be hard because obviously you only get an hour, don't we? So, give me what's it now? Six. Give me 24-6.
24-6. I reckon that's a
reasonable.
So you reckon not reasonable? You reckon Chester won't get nilled?
Nah, I reckon. I mean, obviously, we've not really seen much of them so far. We haven't seen much of their offense, to be fair. So,
can we just divert for a quick minute, because I just want to take an appreciation for the crowd that has built up.
Yeah, the camera doesn't catch
even
it,
behind the camera can't catch it on the side. But we've got a line of crowd just across the width of the David Lewis and behind the fencing as well.
We've got this Chester. Is that Chester's support? Yeah, it is.
Chester's support. Some of their I believe their cheer team
Oh, nice.
coming out
Beautiful.
to support. Salford Sirens will be kicking about, I'm sure, at some point. I imagine they'll be coming back around about for the women's team. And a real scramble here just to get the ball.
But yeah, the crowd, you love to see it. You know, Varsity is the one time where, you know, it's on a Wednesday. You know, that there's nothing, no real lectures or stuff going on. You know, everyone comes down. Especially on our home turf. Everyone comes down, watches. You know, has fun.
It's such a privilege. It really is.
It's just lovely to see the uni as one community.
Here we go, Chester with the quarterback. Real scramble there. The Salford players just trying to keep from any more yardage being gained. Here, I believe that was the 3rd down of this set.
But even for it's testament to Chester's fans as well, because it's not. Yeah, even though it's Varsity, they're basically in Wales, aren't they? So it's a bit of a bit of a trek.
I think if you said that to someone from Chester, they'd do your head in, to be fair.
Am I wrong?
I'm not going to comment on that, I'm afraid, Tyler.
But anyway, no. On a serious note, though, it's a testament for the fans. They've come down there supporting their. They've beautiful from Salford's defence there.
3rd down, of course, and we move on to 4th down. It's just been a little bit of a pushback there by Salford.
She's got the numbers on. Right. Right now.
I feel like I'm educating you just slightly, you know, as we move on from this.
No, not really. No,
basically, I'm going to show you. I don't know if you remember from the Shock Sports show. I did American Football for Dummies, a little Word document. I say little.
I'm not dummy. I'm more of a
noob.
What's one more than a noob?
A newbie.
What's one more than a noob, but below like
A
intermediate? I'm intermediate, I'd say. Just below intermediate.
I'll believe it when I see it. What a pass that is to the
wide receiver, catches it. Boom.
Chester, wow.
Great tackle. 28 again.
By far the standout of this match. Nearly getting a couple sacks in there. Of course, intercepted.
I don't know what a sack is, though.
A sack is basically when you cede possession.
Oh, okay. Oh.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
For all the folks at home. And I love it as well. We've got Sports Centre staff just coming up and cleaning up the litter after all the rugby teams came on.
Because honestly, that crowd was unbelievable. Obviously,
it was just
a smaller crowd for the American football, but it's still a big crowd nonetheless.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Rugby union. Wow, the crowd was immense.
That was immense. Even for the women's team as well. I mean, you wouldn't have got that a few years ago at all. And just the support for the Lionesses was a real. It was such a privilege to be able to commentate over. It was a beautiful game, amazing. Hopefully, we'll get the same atmosphere today. It's currently 6-0 to Salford. 80 minutes. Fumble. Salford might just be able to recover it. Applaud from the crowd. Salford just able to keep it going, keep the ball rolling, trying not to let Chester get anywhere close to the goal zone. And it is a really interesting dynamic having so many less players, of course, because you're looking at an average of 13 players on the pitch, full length. This time we've got no field goals.
No, we don't. I was going to say what they're going to do with the the conversion after the touchdown, but obviously there isn't one. So
I imagine it's going to be yardage penalties. I reckon that'll be the substitute. Here we go then. Quarterback number 12, it's Carter Wallace, should I say? Couldn't get my words out then. Just overtaken with the passion, and a real pushback from Chester. That is very well played, just to push them back a couple yards and keep the control a little bit in their own half, going into the nearly towards the halfway point of this game already. We only get an hour in this match before we move on very quickly to women's football. And you can catch everything on Shock TV, Shock Radio, Shock Sports, and on Keys TV as well. Everyone has been working so hard today to bring this forward towards you. It's a big thank you to everyone who's gotten involved. And, well, the weather certainly hasn't disappointed.
Honestly, can we please talk about the British weather on a Wednesday afternoon? I'm sorry.
Glorious.
Thank the Lord that he's decided, you know what, we're going to make Varsity sunny in England.
Here comes the number 12. Pass it forward.
He does
11.
It. Here we go.
Around. Can he catch it?
Oh, he just fumbles it.
And then someone does recover it. I think it's the 80 there. One of the wide receivers on the opposite end. He manages to recover it just for Salford.
Very unlucky there.
Unfortunate though. It was a brilliant throw from the quarterback. And as you say, the quarterback has so much pressure on him because he's the key. He's that key decision maker if he makes a wrong pass, if he makes a wrong move, if he doesn't hand it back to his running back, or maybe he doesn't give it off to his offensive line.
Especially when you've got defensive linemen on your case as well.
Yeah, because all of that defensive line are looking straight away to go straight towards you, charge at the quarterback, and that's why you've got your offensive line, just to act as a battering ram, a bit of a wall.
Here we go, 11.
Great run by the 11.
Still
Still going the wide receiver, and he's knocked out of play by Chester. Great recovery by Chester, though, ultimately. So close, despite Salford being 6-0 up at the moment. Just one touchdown in the game. It came from the 28, who was on the defensive line for Salford Storm.
Good run from the 11 there. Good recovery from Chester, like Josh said, but important yards for Salford here, as it is. Gone back down to the first down.
Bit of a team talk there from Salford Storm just to recollect themselves. I mean, there's so many players that have turned up. Look at the size of that squad. I mean, I know you can't see it properly for the folks at home, but just unbelievable. Here we go then, restarting. The number 12 will be the key decision maker. Will he make a run? Will he pass it back? He's going to pass it forward to right.
He's gone for the touchdown.
And he just missed it. He was in the goal zone, and unfortunately he wasn't able to recover it there. But it will go back to Chester. Over to you.
That was an unlucky pass there. Just over the number 80 there in the end zone. That would have been another touchdown.
It's been so far, in terms of touchdowns, it's been a dry game, you could say. But it's not been short on entertainment.
No,
it's been
not.
so close between both, and you can tell both teams have grown so much over the past few years, because American football, obviously, we're in England. It's not really that big a thing for us anymore.
No.
But it's starting. The culture's growing.
Yeah.
And it's so great to see, because I love watching American football.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
It's an amazing sport.
I agree.
That does not get enough credit back home in Britain, but we're starting to see it more with universities taking it a lot more seriously. And Salford Storm have just come out of absolutely nowhere. I mean, the progress they've made in 2025 has just been astonishing.
Yep.
Here we go then. Intercepted by the one, and he's going to run forward. He's going to get it. Touchdown!
There we go.
Touchdown! Salford!
There we go. Same story as the first touchdown.
12-0, and just when I said that the game was getting dry and there was no touchdowns, commentators cursed it. You could say that I'm a good
I wouldn't even say it's a commentator's curse. I'd say it was more a commentator's
blessing.
Yeah,
we'll go with that.
But you know what? Same old story like the first touchdown.
A Bingham blessing. There you go.
That's what we're talking about.
On the spot. Do you know what? In 2 years of commentary that I've been doing, wherever I've been, I don't think I've ever had a commentator's curse, and I'm looking to keep that today.
Fair enough.
Despite all the sports that I'm having to yap over. I hope you aren't getting sick of my voice yet. You'll have me at men's football with Sam Armitage. What a pleasure that'll be. And the 27 is making a run. It could be a second and pushed out brilliantly by the 8 at Chester. A really good response there.
But yeah, that second touchdown was similar to the first touchdown. It was a Chester offence. Quarterback threw it, but it was a great interception from the number 1. And before you know it was a touchdown.
And for anyone just confused on where the goal zone is exactly, because obviously we've got a bit of a different setup here. We've got the 2 wooden poles kind of within there, that's separating the goal zones effectively. So for anyone who was a little bit confused on that. And yeah, it's certainly a tight pitch, and obviously only 7 players per team, 14 players on the pitch in total. So it's a little bit of a shrunk game of American football, but still one that's not short on action as well. 12-0 to Salford Storm. Chester Legion looking to potentially get a point on the board. The quarterback just looking for a decision, and I think it's going to have to get restarted there. There may have been a foul on Salford's way.
But yeah, it's funny how you say that it was getting dry, and then before you knew it, it was an interception. 2 interceptions and 2 touchdowns for Salford.
I'm just going to keep saying it now every time.
It's just funny how it's the defence that's getting the touchdowns for Salford.
What a touchdown it was from the number 1.
Indeed.
On the defensive line, I believe. Of course, the previous one, the 28, I believe he's a lineback who managed to get that. Either that or a defensive back. Unfortunately, we can't bring you the names of the players because we haven't been given the team sheet, but we're going to do our best regardless to talk you through this, bring you through all the action, catch it all on Shock TV. And it's just, what a game it has been so far. Onto the quarterback for Chester. Finding his way through. The 18's not able to is able to fumble it. And Salford Storm nearly got a chance on it. We'll be moving on to 3rd down now.
This defence from Salford is unbelievable.
It's been fantastic.
It's been great for
By
Salford.
far the standout. The offensive
100%.
line, we've not really seen much from them, from Salford Storm. And considering how aggressive Chester Legion have been on their offence, defence has just been incredible, absolutely incredible. The number 1, number 28, of course, standout. The 28 has been subbed off. Number 1, of course, scored the second touchdown of the game. On to you, Chester. 3rd down here.
In their own end zone.
The
quarterback needs to do something good here.
The number 10 quarterback, running back, just coming behind to offer additional support. Running back gets it. Number 12 there for Chester. And
beautiful from Salford. Beautiful.
Right. Good tactics by Chester. We haven't seen running backs utilised in this game yet, and that's the first time we really saw that with the number 17. You could just see him making a little jog forward behind for the quarterback to add that additional support. And your running backs, they're your typical quick players. It's like, if I'm using a rugby example, it's like your wingers, effectively. You bring them in.
Can I have a famous running back from the NFL that I'll know?
Well, I can't give you like an iconic one. I can give you a modern one.
Go on.
Saquon Barkley.
Nice.
There you go. I'm an Eagles fan if you didn't
I was going to say, he's definitely just from the Eagles.
Oh, yeah, no. I can't think on the top of my head. Like,
no, fair enough.
Like, there aren't many iconic running backs, really, because it's one of those positions that you tend to take a back seat in. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. It's your wide receivers, your quarterbacks, and your centres, actually, that really take the shine. But in this case, I mean, Saquon Barkley, what a season he had in the NFL. Just to touch on that, of course, Super Bowl champions, I heard. On that bombshell, here we go. On to you, Salford.
Here we go. Let's see if the offensive Salford can pull something out here. Obviously, it's been the story of the Salford defensive line.
We're 27 minutes into this game. Onto the number 21, who will be our quarterback for this. Oh, and he's fumbled it. He has fumbled it. He's just managed to recover. Chester are looking to push him back within his own yard.
Here we go.
What a run that is. Oh, still going. Great recovery. Such pressure from the defensive line. And he's done a fantastic job to recover that. Ben Godfrey. Ben Godfrey, the captain of Salford Storm.
But that was a brilliant recovery there from number 21.
As we wait for the number 12. Here we go then. He's making the run forward. The number 27, 12 still
finds
going.
a gap, tries to run through.
He's just trying to weave his way through, but unfortunately, it's not come to fruition. Chester place their players
that's 3rd down.
Beautifully there on the defensive line. As we just await for potentially, can Salford find the gap, find their way through. Quick team talk. 3rd down.
Gonna have to pull something out here.
Towards the end of the set before it cedes to Chester. 28 minutes within this match. We're nearly halfway through the game, and what a game it has been. Salford Storm 12, Chester Legion 0. Welcome if you're just joining us. My name's Josh Bingham. Joining me, Tyler Wagstaffe.
Hello.
We're going to be here with you.
Here we go, the 21. Oh, he falls.
We're going to be with you until 3 o'clock, and then we'll be moving on shortly to the women's football, which is next on the 3G. After that, we've got men's football, which will round off the matches on the 3G, and as the sun will set, we'll finally find out.
That men's football will be a beautiful game.
Oh my word, it's going to be incredible. I mean, obviously, going off of the fact that the Varsity second team won 3-1 in Chester, it's going to be a lot of pressure on the men's football first team to recover the same way, and hopefully they'll be able to get a point up on Chester. But so far, if you wanted an update on the scores for this for the 3G, as far as they're concerned, it was 62-0 that started off the day with Women's Rugby Union from 10 till 12. The Lionesses managed to nil Chester, who unfortunately haven't been able to all season score a single point against Salford. As for the Men's Rugby Union, it ended just with a point apiece, and it was heartbreak for the Men's Rugby Union team, who now go 10 years without winning in Varsity against Chester. Absolute heartbreak, brutal. It ended 21-20 to Chester, their first win on the 3G. And it's about settling the score now. Here comes the number 12. Can he catch it?
Oh.
82 just not able to get it in. He was so close, but recovered by Chester. And the 82 just trying to stop any yardage gain there.
I tell you what, the wide receivers are having a great time here with getting beyond the defensive line of Chester, but
they are struggling. I'm not going to lie, they are struggling a little bit, because ultimately the wide receivers, you just got to push forward, try and hook the ball. Ultimately, it's more difficult than it
Very
looks.
difficult. Very difficult.
Credit to the quarterback, because some of the passes he's been making and the decisions have been spot on. It's just trying to get that final link up, get your attackers right up forward.
I think the wide receivers are getting in the right areas. They just can't, get that last.
Yeah,
that grip on the ball that you'd want. Because
exactly.
I'm not going to lie to you, Josh. If they catch that ball, it's dangerous for Chester, because it's. I'm not going to say it's an easy touchdown, but
Chester's defensive backs have been struggling a lot, really.
Very,
on that back line. You can see they're just not looking confident, and the wide receivers are leaving Chester quite exposed. But ultimately, it's down to whether they can start catching the quarterback's plays and maybe get a few touchdowns in. Here we go then. Over to Chester. Salford just trying to stop Chester from pushing forward. And a great defensive
that number
there.
66 looks absolutely terrifying.
Second down here. I know the number 66.
Wow,
he is massive. That 100%.
And that is coming from
100% he's on the defensive line.
That's coming from me as well. Holy moly.
Who's taller, do you reckon, the 66 or you?
Him, I reckon it's him. I'm not going to go near him to test it out either.
Are you sure you don't want to interview him?
Definitely not.
We'll do that for the joke.
Definitely not. I will not be doing that.
Unreal. 31 minutes through this match. We're halfway through. 12-0
already
to Salford Storm. I know it's going so quick.
Time flies when you have fun. Time flies when it's varsity too.
Oh, look at that. The little cheesy statement there from Tyler Wagstaffe. Absolutely peak commentary, this. Unreal.
Considering you never really see 7v7 American football, I think it's been all right. It's been good.
Yeah, it's an experience for me. Can't say I've ever commentated or even watched it. I've had my first year of normal American football. Yeah. Here we go then. Chester trying to find the way through. It was the quarterback who took it straight away. And bodies on the line there. Some of the defensive backs from Salford getting involved perfectly there, just to hold Chester off within their own half. And they're right towards the goal zone. They just can't seem to move away from it. And if Salford can keep this pressure, maybe get an interception, maybe get a sack, and they can push their way forward and get yet another touchdown. Of course, if you saw the first touchdown, it was the number 28, one of the defensive backs or line backs for Salford Storm, who managed to pick up the first touchdown of the game.
This is, would you say it's a comfortable game for Salford at the moment?
I wouldn't say so, because I think Chester is still putting the pressure in.
But
they're showing there's definitely control in Salford. They've got the control. Chester look concerned. They look worried. I don't think they have as big a squad as Salford do.
No, they don't. It's a very small. I think. Do you know what? I honestly think they've literally fielded a team just for offense and defense. I think
there are a good few players. There is I think they've only got a couple substitutes.
Yeah.
They brought through the whole squad. I mean, it's incredible. And I think
I'm not even going to try and count.
Salford Storm are just going to be constantly rotating players to giving freshers a chance to get involved in their first varsity game. Some of the second, third years who are a lot more experienced getting the chance to just hold
even
the team
people,
together.
even graduates this year. This will be their last varsity unless they do a masters. So
absolutely,
they'll get a chance to finally,
And it's so incredible with varsity because I've seen so many third years playing their very last varsity game, and the emotions. I mean, especially on the Lionesses, there was some that were just absolutely heartbroken to be playing their last game. As much as it was the ecstasy for Salford Women's Rugby Union of winning that match, it was also heartbreak of it's finally over. This is my last game ever, and varsity is just it's a competition full of emotion on so many fronts, full of competition, sportsmanship, and also a lot of alcohol. I hear.
Is this a half time?
I believe we are on half time. Halfway through this match. Welcome along if you're just joining us. I'm Josh Bingham. Joining me, Tyler Wagstaffe.
Hello.
We're going to be keeping you company all the way until 3 o'clock for some American football. If you want an update on the score, it is Salford Storm 12, Chester Legion 0, as we await for a restart of the match. And while it's been an incredible day here on the David Lewis Sports Field, the sun is shining and it's
getting
like
warm now.
No
it's getting a bit.
sight.
I'm not going to lie to you, Josh. I'm going to check. I'm going to check the temperature because it's getting a little warm now. The breeze that we had like an hour or so ago was seem to have gone. It's now 15 degrees. 15 degrees.
15 degrees.
That
insane.
sounds like summer to me.
It does sound like summer, considering we're in March, may I add.
I know. Do you know what? We've been blessed with a beautiful day.
A few days ago, it was freezing.
Oh,
I
honestly,
remember.
imagine the 3G if it was raining. It would have been.
Look at us yapping on about the weather. We're so British. It's unreal.
Well, it's just a good coincidence how it's Varsity, and we have a beautiful day.
I actually think this has been the best we've had the weather. Like,
Oh,
so far
100%,
this year.
100%.
It's been glorious. I mean, it's been so incredible, and it just absolutely.
It's pathetic fallacy for what's about to happen.
Pathetic fallacy. Oh, okay. all right. I see what's happening here. I see what's happening here.
It's pathetic fallacy for the Varsity result today.
Which you'll find out by the end of the day. In fact, the very last thing that you'll see on the David Lewis is the trophy lift, which we'll be catching. Will Valentine will be taking you through that, our head of sport. And Will Valentine.
Well, as we're seeing it, it's Chester offense here.
Here we
the
go.
quarterback throws it, but
Sacked for 30. He's making the run. He might find a way through. Oh, he's just got tackled by Chester, and I nearly thought for a minute there that he was going to get an opportunity.
That's another interception for Salford. That's the third one today.
What an incredible moment that was for Salford, and I'm seeing banners and
I'm seeing flags. That flag is.
Are we getting ultras in American football?
That flag is unbelievable. It's one of
Is
it's
that-
number 28. It's number 28.
Look at him. He's so passionate. Unbelievable. I mean, it's fantastic. And just on that as well, we've actually got one of our very own playing in this match today.
Oh.
Ever heard of Sam Brownlow?
Oh, we did.
Sam Brownlow, of course, one of our a wide receiver for Salford Storm and the presenter of Late Breakfast on Sunday. So wishing him all the best of luck in the match today. I've not seen him on the pitch just yet. I'm awaiting that to occur. Here we go then. Some great defensive ability from both sides. And here comes the 23 then. Second down. And I believe there may have actually been an injury there, the 52. Who took a bit of a knock, one of the defensive line for Chester, and I do hope that he's okay. It looks like he may have. I think we know what's happened there. Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that for the sake of keeping it PG. I'm sure that it's not going to stay PG this whole broadcast because of all the swearing going on in the background. So I do apologise for any colourful language that gets used.
But we're not using it. So
exactly. Here we go.
Here we go.
The 23.
Beautiful.
And that's another one for Salford. Touchdown. 23. Offensive line, the running back. Absolutely incredible.
Now we wanted
Ben Godfrey.
We wanted a reply from the offensive line here for
the
Salford.
skipper, the captain, Ben Godfrey, just when you needed him, and he's showing off in style there. And that's the first time we've seen Godfrey really be used in this game.
Yeah. But we didn't really mention it, but we wanted the offensive line for Salford to really, put their own on the game, and that's literally just happened. And here we go.
Here we go. This might be another
Number
opportunity
13.
here. The number 13 making a push forward there. Could he find potentially a way through to make it a fourth touchdown of the game? The score is 18-0 to Salford Storm. Chester still looking for a response, and it looks like they're getting a little bit knackered. I actually don't think they've got any people on the bench at all.
I don't think, or maybe literally one.
The number 52, though, struggling on the sidelines after taking a hit, and it's getting all but intense now. As we are well over the halfway point, 20 minutes to go. And, I think for a lot of... I'm sure for a lot of people here, this will be their first experience of American football.
Yeah.
Here comes the number 10 then. The quarterback nearly fumbled it there. Number 2 maybe is an option. Tries to find the 28. 88's got it there. And he's just kept it. Nice yardage within Chester's own half. Brilliant sack from Salford Storm.
I think the quarterback from Chester's really struggling there.
Yeah,
I don't know whether that is because of his offensive line not being able to actually get any space to get an open.
I mean, if you ask me, I think it was more down to the placement of some of his wide receivers.
I agree. No, I agree.
Like the number 2 was kind of stuck towards the centre. I reckon if he pushed himself more
Yep,
towards the wide angles, maybe we'd see a different story. But
Well, they get another chance there.
Second time of asking. The number 10 nearly
Here you
fumbles
go,
it
he
again.
goes himself.
He's making the run. He's going to go for it on his own and get a few
Beautiful
yards
tackle.
in. Great tackle by the number 30, and that's him straight down. Still within Chester's half as they look to put the pressure on Salford University. It's 18-0 here. Salford Storm still lead. and it could be 3 wins out of 3 in 2025. And we've got horns going off and everything. It's like pyros, effectively.
Where's the flares? Where's the flares?
Flares?
We need flares.
Oh, you get a better atmosphere in Anfield, I'll tell you that for free.
No way!
Oh, he's fumbled it! Oh, my word! He's going to push back!
Oh, he's fumbled it again! Oof.
I nearly thought that was going to go in the 90s hands. I've got to stop. I've got a lump in
Oh,
my
gosh. Bingham is struggling here.
I've got phlegm in my throat. That nearly sent me then. Oh, my word. That was that was not
That's
good
because
at
you
all.
brought Anfield in.
I have to mention the best club in the world. I'm hoping that the men's football will take. I'm hoping the men's football will take inspiration from the Reds.
Oh, stop it! Stop it! It's Varsity. It's Varsity singing now. What is going on? we're doing American football there, and he's singing "You'll Never Walk
that's my
Alone."
moment
Come on,
done. That's
come on.
I'll do it loads. I'll annoy Sam Armitage loads.
To be fair though, if it's football, that's
poor guy's
fair.
coming back, and he's gonna be commentating with me. I feel sorry for him, quite frankly. Our former head of sport.
But it's
right.
Offense for Salford now.
What can the number 13 do? Here we go. He's just looking to find a pass forward. He's going to take it on his own there. And a lot of pressure from the 52 who's just come back on the pitch. And he nearly gets knocked into his own teammates there. And it got a bit blurry. Not much yardage gained by Salford. Great defence by Chester. The 52
that was a really good defence.
Coming back on really strongly there.
That was a really good defence from Chester there. That's probably the only time in the game the quarterback for Salford has not really had a chance to breathe.
Absolutely.
Chester need more than that if they're going to somehow mount a comeback in the last
79 comes
20
off.
minutes of the game.
62 comes back on here. And the 13 remaining as the quarterback. He's got the 27 as an option. As running back,
I'm looking at this number
4
8 here.
Wide receivers. The 80 might be given the opportunity. He passes it back to the running back. Chester are straight on that. And great work by the number 4 for Chester.
I got teased there. I thought the quarterback had it.
Oh. Poor Tyler. Poor Tyler.
The flag is still flying high on this Salford Storm bench. As we get a 3rd down for Salford here, they need to get some yards.
Getting towards the end of this set before it cedes to Chester. The number 5 is going to be taking it now. The 27 still remaining as running back. Here comes the 5 then. Tries to find a pass forward. He's passed it forward to the 4. He just fumbles it. And great pressure from the 33. The 18's got it. He won't be able to take it forward though. Possession ceded over to you, Chester. As we are 43 minutes, 17 minutes to go in this match. And if you're just joining us, welcome along. I'm Josh Bingham. Joining me is Tyler Wagstaffe. Will be taking you through the action today. And Tyler, if there's anyone, who's been your man of the match? Sorry, I shouldn't say man of the match. We've actually got a couple of women's players as well. So who's been your player of the match?
I'm gonna say I'm backing with my boy number 28.
Yeah, I agree. I really agree with that. Oh, and a bit of a foul there from the 94. Went a little bit too early. Didn't give the 55 a chance to start the play on the scrimmage line. And we're just waiting. Scrimmage line very much in Salford's own territory. And it could get a bit blurry here. Chester have an opportunity to make a breakthrough. Potentially get a sack here. As we just wait for the number 5's move. Your move, number 5. Where will he go? He's going to push it forward to a wide receiver who's getting blocked. He's just about caught it. That was a brilliant
I don't think he got it. I don't think he got it. I think he fumbled it.
He did catch it for a minute. He may have gone out of his hands. Number 23. Oh, what a shame.
I think he dropped it.
What a shame. I do apologise for that.
The number 5 was under pressure there. He ended up getting it off, and it was actually a good pass. But I think the wide receiver was just guarded a bit too heavily for an open catch there. But
and just a quick look at the crowd I saw then from the cameraman, and just it's an incredible atmosphere, and it's just going to get better and better as the day goes on. Of course, women's football coming up shortly after this, men's football as well, and the iconic trophy lift. We'll find out who is varsity champions in 2025. Can Salford make it 2 varsity wins in a row for the first time since 2022? Or will it go to Chester and they'll get their 2nd varsity win on Salford soil? The last time they did that was 2023 for the very first time. Over to you, number 5. Decision making now. Onto the 27. And no, maybe it wasn't the best decision. He's just been blocked off there. 3 Chester players on him, and he's now down on the floor, right within the Salford scrimmage, right within the Salford goal line. And again, the 52 struggling.
So, to ask another question.
Go on then.
So obviously the possession is now in the favour of Chester.
Yep.
Do they start where Salford lost the possession? Do they start right in front of us here?
Roughly, or I think they'll move back about 10 yards. I'm trying to.
Got you.
I think there's definitely a little bit of.
So
like,
it's still a dangerous.
There's a
position.
tweaking in regulations here, I think, because of obviously the
Yeah.
nature of the match and
Yeah.
the shortened field, no field goals, of course.
Yeah.
Limited number of players.
But it's still a it's still a dangerous position for Chester.
Absolutely, it was a great sack by Chester, and a real opportunity now for Salford to, for Chester maybe to get a touchdown on the board. And we've just got 15 minutes to go, and it is absolutely flown by.
It
must be
actually
said.
has.
But it's so great to see sports like American football getting this much attention. At Varsity, of course, still a very new sport as far as Salford is concerned. And as it stands at the moment, it'll be looking like it'll be another win for Salford to go alongside the women's rugby union team.
And the badminton.
And the badminton. I've not
Well,
been
that's on the
aware
sports
of
channel.
what's been going on elsewhere.
I think badminton won. I think swimming has won.
Oh, hang about. The number 10's getting a bit blurry here, the quarterback.
Oh.
And he made a little bit of yardage there on the opposite end. As we await for the second down to occur. It'll be all down to Chester now, whether they can go the distance, whether they can find a way through.
Crowd
they've been
slowly piling in, though.
They've been struggling, to be fair. I think it's... I mean, the whole... sorry, excuse me. The whole game has been very here and there. But ultimately, Salford have always had the edge. But Chester just haven't been able to find their way through, I think, the way that they'd want to. And still away. Oh, what a pass that might be.
Oh, there we go!
Oh, wow, that was a great interception. It's going to go all the way.
Yes.
Touchdown, Salford. 4th touchdown of the game. 24-0. Salford Storm. They just keep finding their way through, tearing away at the wall of Chester Legion.
Same old story for
Unbelievable.
the touchdown here.
Once again, the line backs just getting involved, finding an interception. The wide receivers of Chester not able to respond in the same way. And just a fantastic, fantastic game so far. As we move on to 13 minutes to go.
That's the
Salford
4th
24.
interception of the game for Salford, and it resulted in another touchdown. So that's 3 touchdowns from interceptions for Salford. And I'm not going to lie to you, Josh. I might need Chester to score a touchdown. Because you know what that means.
What does that mean?
The prediction.
Oh, yeah. 24-6. How could I forget? Oh, hang on. What magic ball are you using? Have you got a magic 8 ball in your pocket?
No.
No, I reckon so. I might have to get a VAR check on that.
No magic balls
magic
at
from
all.
Tyler Wagstaffe.
None of them.
No wonder badminton won. On that bombshell, here we go. Final 12 minutes of the game, and well, for Salford Storm, it has been the perfect match for Chester. Bitter defeat. And you come all this way for Varsity, you at least want to get some points on the board. And it is so brutal. We saw it with the women's rugby union team at Chester. Not a single point gained that entire match, and it was a real brutal match for them, where they just seemed constantly on the back foot. Chester very much in the same boat here for the Legion. But ultimately, they've got to be proud of themselves. They've turned up. They've gave it a go. Ultimately, differing circumstances.
Yeah.
I don't think it's what both teams were really expecting.
No, 100%.
I think they expected a full game to be played,
Yep.
but that's the nature of how it's gone this year. I would love to see next year maybe a proper end-to-end match.
Is that a touchdown?
Was that a touchdown? It might have been. I can't tell from that angle. Oh, no. Has it been?
They're all celebrating.
They are celebrating.
We'll
I can't tell
see.
if that was a sack or if it
We'll
was a
see whose
touchdown.
possession it is. We'll see whose possession it is.
We'll have to wait on that. We'll keep you
I think it
posted.
is. I think it is.
It is a touchdown.
I think so. Possession's changing. We will wait.
We will wait on that. As of right now, the score could provisionally be 30-0
Oh no!
to Salford Storm. So
my
your
prediction's
prediction
out the
has gone.
window. No.
Black magic hasn't worked for you on this occasion.
Didn't want it to work anyway. Didn't want it to work, so I'm not bothered.
Unbelievable game so far.
I think it was a touchdown. I think it was.
I think we're going to count that. I couldn't see from that angle. It was a bit of a blurry angle. I had a couple Salford Storm players just blocking my vision. But we're going to go with it. 30-0 to Salford. What a game it has been so far. We got people turning up in Hawaiian shirts. Everyone's in the summer mood. I had people asking me then what colours are each, because both teams are red. We have been saying this. It's like they've got to get them new kits, surely. Scores 30-0. As we away.
No.
As we got some of the hockey turning up. Just 10 minutes to go at this match. Over to you, Salford, the number 5. On to the number 23. Number 23 again, just not able to make that movement as a running back. And I'm wondering why he's not potentially using those wide angles, perhaps, to find his way, cut his way through. But it has been a...
Well, we've just been telling Chester fans the score, and I'm not going to lie to you, it is great to tell them.
Yeah, it's nice to have a little chat with some of the away fans.
It's
really,
also nice to tell them that.
You know, Chester have really turned up today. Honestly.
No, honestly, it's a testament to the unit. It's
yeah,
beautiful
100%, and a testament to how much the rivalry means for them as well, not just us. As we see some of the posts get taken down as well in preparation for football. What a catch that was by the 80. I just heard a Chester fan chanting for Salford. I don't think you realised. Because it's all in red and black, isn't it, I suppose, so. Oh, it's all going downhill from here. All going downhill. Here we go, then.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Just 8 minutes to go.
I'm not going to lie to you. I have no clue what's going on.
The game's certainly slowed down a little bit now. We've got the number 11 starting as the quarterback now. As he's just trying to fight an way forward. He's going to push it on his own. He's just going to get tackled down by 2 of the Chester players. Brilliant defence from Legion. But Storm still looking for a way through. How can they storm their way through the defensive line of Chester? Not going to appreciate that pun, Tyler.
I didn't hear it.
Oh, just not listening to
me. Say it again.
Can Salford storm their way through?
I wish you never said that. I wish you had never said that.
If you're just joining us, welcome. It is currently 30-0 to Salford Storm. Chester still looking to find an answer for what's been a struggling performance for them. As for Salford, it's been all but ecstasy as they'll make it 3 wins out of 3 this year in 2025 as it could be. Another touchdown as they got it, and it has gone through.
And there's some afters. Oh, and it's kicked off.
Touchdown. Oh, hang on. Oh, and it's getting a bit blurry now. Oh, we've been waiting for this all day. Do you know what? We've had a full day of no fights at all, and it's finally happened in this moment. And I can't tell if that's another touchdown or not, but Chester absolutely kicked off there. They were not happy with that. I'm not sure what could have happened there. I think one of the bench players came on and gave it large to one of the Chester Legion players.
Well,
and just a real testament to competitiveness of this Varsity rivalry.
I think it was a touchdown by Salford.
I think it was, yeah. I'm going to, judging by the reaction of the crowd, again, it's hard to tell from this angle, but Chester were not happy about that at all. I can't believe
because I'm not going to lie, during the game, there's been a bit of some afters.
There's been a bit of intensity.
Challenges.
I didn't really see this with Rugby Union had it a little bit, but I think
it wasn't like there was no real.
There was respect.
Yeah.
There was a great deal of respect. I think that's lost a little bit with maybe the American football in this case, but still, both teams just so passionate and trying to give it everything. And for Chester, it is a lot of frustration because they've come so far, and to walk away potentially getting nilled is not really what you want. It's heartbreaking, but you have to give them credit where credit's due. They've not got near as big a squad as Salford do in this case, and it has been changing circumstances. So the fact that they've rocked up, they've gave it their all, that's all they can ask for. Is there's trying to be a resolution among the coaches, and I think there's a little bit harsh words exchanged there between both coaches. And again, well, there is a bit of shouting there going on in the Salford end. It's getting a little bit blurry.
Royal Rumble next Varsity.
Royal Rumble
next year.
WWE style.
WWE Varsity, you think?
Unreal, mate. Unreal. I'll be there for it. I'll be there for it. You had the MMA, of course, at Varsity Second.
Oh, yes.
How amazing.
I'm not going to lie. I wish that was here because that would be
I really do.
Unbelievable.
What
would that work, though?
Oh, I couldn't tell you. I wish I was there.
How would that work in a Varsity aspect? Is it like multiple people fighting?
I think it's multiple people kind of coming up against each other. They field the team and they go one-on-one and kind of it goes in that fashion. But it's been fantastic. to witness. I mean, the whole Varsity this year has been put together incredibly by everyone at the SU, by Salford, by Chester, and everyone here at Shock Radio who's been putting in tireless work throughout the day to bring you the action.
Thank you to everyone in the gallery.
I mean, for particularly people at the 3G, Aaron Walkden, Charlie Parks, who's been manning the camera all day as well. It would not be possible without any of these people. So I will sing their praises all day. It's 100%. Been incredible. And we've got 5 more minutes of this game as we wait for play to resume. And there has been a bit of a debacle in the past 5 minutes between Salford and Chester players. As it got a little bit intense after the final touchdown. It's 36-0, of course, to Salford Storm. Chester still looking to find an answer to the struggling form in this game.
Do you reckon there's a comeback?
I think maybe it's been and gone, perhaps. I'm going to have to be cynical in this.
Because remember, we did the basketball once, and I kept asking, is there a comeback? And you kept delaying it until like 2 minutes before the end. Yeah, obviously not a comeback.
Yeah, because I was trying to be captain optimistic in that case.
But because it's Varsity, and you know, we're prideful of our uni, we don't want to come back.
Well, I'm trying to keep an unbiased perspective because a lot of the people, like when I was commentating with Thomas Charnock, he was awfully biased towards Salford. He was really giving it large to Chester fans. He had a lot to say. I'll tell you that for free. And I tried to keep an unbiased perspective. And I'm just waiting to see if play will restart or if that might be the end for this match, as it's still 36-0 here.
Do you know what's going to happen?
Go on.
They're all going to run and have a massive fight.
Can you imagine it? Oh, that'll be scenes, absolute scenes. And do you know what? I reckon it is going to get really intense the further the day goes on. As we get closer. End. Do we believe that's the end? I think that is. That was a very abrupt ending. I think everyone's just kind of sat there looking around like, what's just happened?
Ends with a fight. Who doesn't love it?
How amazing!
Ends with a fight.
Well, it certainly has been an interesting game, to say the least, but one that Salford Storm can be so proud of, and Chester Legion, they can applaud themselves because they turned up with half the squad.
They turned up with, well, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They literally have fielded 14 players here.
Only 14.
Only 14.
No substitutions.
No subs. So a testament to the Chester players there for sticking through it for adversity. But ultimately, that's another win for Salford. Another Varsity tick.
Well, that is the end for American football. And of course, coming up next on the 3G, we've got women's football, which will be an incredible game. They're just setting it up in the background now. The rugby posts are coming down. The goalposts are being put up, and it's going to be a tantalising tie for you to look forward to. In terms of my voice, you'll only catch me for the men's football. Finally, I'll be joined by Sam Armitage. And once again, you can find everything on Shock TV, Keys TV. Up next, we've got the women's football. But for now, that's me signing off. Josh Bingham. Tyler, any last words?
No, just saying thanks for tuning in. Testament to Salford Storm for putting out a strong team, a strong performance, and up the Salford. Hooah!
Hooah! Anyway, final score: Salford Storm 36, Chester Legion 0.
So we're here at the 3G pitch, Varsity American football. Salford just won 36-0. Is that correct?
Yes.
How do you think the game went?
It went really well for the Storm. I personally think that there's a lot more that we can work on as an offence, but realistically, it was some great play, some great teamwork, good communication overall, and some big hits. That's what we like to see.
So you just talked about the offense. What about the defense? You had 3 touchdowns or 3 interceptions. Can you tell me more about that?
3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. It's amazing. The defense are consistent every game that we've had. It's just one of those where picks after picks after picks. They're the same consistent players every game. There's not really much else I can say on that. They're just amazing.
It seemed like Salford had significantly more players on the pitch or on the sidelines than Chester did. Do you think that made a difference in the game?
Definitely having fresh feet on and off the field all the time. It really helps the team, especially in this sort of weather. Nice and sunny. It's like blinding me at the moment. So yeah, it's good weather. It's nice.
So in terms of at the end, there was a little bit of a scuffle there. Can you tell me what was behind the scuffle? What happened?
We don't really want to comment on the scuffle, to be honest. We're not a team that likes that, and it happens in the sport, but we're just not really going to comment on that, to be honest.
So you're playing on AstroTurf. Is this the first contact that you've done?
This is the first contact at Varsity, but just overall, this is our 4th game this season, and we're 3-1 at the end of the season. So we won 3 games, lost 1. It's great. It's a great start for the year.
Any plans heading into next season? How are we looking?
More players, hopefully. Hopefully going to be in Bucks next year. We're just waiting for confirmation on that soon. And then we're obviously we're hopefully going to win Division 2 and then go on to lift a trophy for Salford Uni.
Thank you very much. Max, anything?
Just what's it like playing American football in England?